What is up, everybody? Dan the Fireman. Before we jump into this one, there is a 10% off discount code for Cardo Pack Talk unit. Check it out. Links in the description. But we're going to be going over some crashes and close calls to figure out how it happened, what happened. We could do something better. This is a 2-year-old video, so we're kind of going over some old stuff.
It's a moment of horror when the truck driver.
Okay, so we have a line of sight issue. Oh, geez. Found the escape. Found the escape. We have another one coming up. Good job finding the escape. So what we talk about here is these crashes and close calls utilizing mainly the plan method. This is a method I came up with based off the OODA loop, and if you can tell, it's color coded, so it's based off the awareness stages, the Smith system that I was able to use. So position for safety, we want to put ourselves in a good position for safety, looking for a good line of sight, space cushions, and at least one escape path. Locating hazardous situations, curves, intersections are the main ones. Assessing relevant threats, sides of the vehicles, open lane patterns, anything that might be coming out, even road surface hazards like potholes. And then we're going to have to navigate those active threats, the ones that are actually going to be in our path of travel so we don't crash. So we're going to have to swerve, emergency brake, even emergency accelerate, but mainly just to get ourselves back into a new position for safety. So it's this nice loop, okay, like the OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, and act. We have to get ourselves back into positions for safety. That's the main goal every single time. So the MTC awareness stages, we're zoned out, zoned in, looking for stuff, doing something because something happened, or brown stage where we tried to do something or we didn't do anything, we panicked and froze, and we have a little bit of poop in our pantalones. So those are the things that we're focusing on when it comes to this training. We're going to watch a lot of scenarios so that we can apply that knowledge to everything else, okay? And this is all based on knowledge that I've had since riding since November 2011. Lots of classes, MSF Rider Coach, lots of different things. So when it comes to planning our ride on this one, the plan method is we found a position for safety. We located this hazardous situation. It is a relevant threat, so we're going to have to navigate the active one. So we put ourselves in a new position for safety, which doesn't involve us colliding with anything. So that's what we're doing. So once we get out of here, is it really safe to be on that line this whole time? Not really. So the new position for safety would be somewhere, on the actual road. But hey, guess what? We're having to do the whole plan again. So right now we're in a position for safety. We're going to move ourselves in a new one. We are locating a hazardous situation, assessing if it's a relevant threat, and we will navigate if it's an active one. But when we get a little bit more information, because we're getting closer, we do have some room here. So is it a relevant threat? If we look at this whole situation again, not really. It's kind of in its lane. So do we have to navigate anything crazy? Not really. We're just still going to get ourselves in a position for safety. So might as well just stay on the line. Now we're going to go ahead and do the whole thing again. The plan method keeps moving, keeps rotating the further we travel. So now what's the new position for safety? Any hazards? No. No relevant threats? No. Any active threats? No. So put ourselves in a good position looking for line of sight, space, cushion, escape route. We have good line of sight right here. We can see pretty far. We have a terrible space cushion off to the right because then we have all this stuff. So I want to put myself in a new position over here so I have a better space cushion. And then our escape path is to go forward. Okay? So constantly do this. And right now, when you first start, it's going to be like I have to think of all these stages, but before you know it, after a couple rides, it becomes natural. It just becomes natural, and all of a sudden you're just kind of flowing. So that's called the Fitz-Posner's model of learning versus conceptual. So you have to think about it. Then it becomes the associative stage, which is where you start practicing it, and muscle memory starts to be developed, and then automatic stage, or the automaticity stage, which is at the end, where it just becomes natural. And then anytime you have to learn something new, you have to think about it, practice it, becomes natural. Think about it, practice it, becomes natural. That's part of learning, and that's what we're going to be doing here. Okay, so going around the intersection, side of the pedestrian. Get off your phone, lady. Okay, good job moving over. New position for safety, and it's so subtle. You do it naturally, but I want you to be aware of it because in emergency situations, I want it to be natural that you get yourself out of there versus having to think about it in an emergency situation. So that's why we're watching emergency situations so that we're getting some of that thinking done and hopefully a little bit of muscle memory by watching, because humans naturally learn from watching, the mirror neurons. So hopefully we're using some mirror neurons And then hopefully you never have to be in that situation. But if you are, hopefully it becomes a little more natural in that situation.
A very frequent situation with a small misunderstanding between bikers.
Oh, going around the road surface hazard.
Lesson.
Oh, so this is why we talk. If that was my buddy and we're talking to each other, he should have told me he's going right. So we're coming up here. The dude's kind of like all over the place. Can't be predictable. This is why we talk to each other on our cardos, but not very predictable. So stay away from unpredictable people, even if it's a car or a motorcycle rider. No reason to be so close, but we couldn't do anything. So there's the impact. Hopefully his leg is okay, because when we talk about mechanism of injury here, hopefully his leg is okay. And part of what we do is the main thing we do is smart rider principles. So rescuing injured motorcyclists with medical training. And that's why we talk about mechanism of injury if you're new here. And hopefully we're doing okay. How to rescue somebody after a crash. Little rescue cards. You want to grab a rescue booklet? It comes with a rescue card. Oh, having some fun with their buddies. Hopefully nobody crashes. Oh, there's the impact. This is what we do. How to handle the situation after a crash. Remain calm. Ensure our own safety so we're not going to be part of the crash. And if he is bleeding externally, stop any major bleeds. Okay? Take a stop to bleed class. Highly recommend it. So relax. Calm down. You're probably still in gear. Shut off the bike. Double check. Make sure there's nothing like all screwed up in here. We're going to pause. We don't need to keep up. Talk to each other on the cardos. Hey, Jeffrey just crashed again. Get the stuff off. Oh, doing some wheelies. Don't loop it. Don't loop it. Through intersections is pretty dangerous. Oh. No. I want you guys to see the head bonk. So this is why we wear full face helmets. This is why we wear helmets in general. We want to protect the base of our skull, and basically all of our skull and our face. So watch the little bonk. So I'm going to go ahead and slow it down to half speed. Watch the back of his head. So when we talk about traumatic brain injuries, the back side of the card, head injury symptoms, spinal cord injury symptoms. So if you see him get up and he's like, I want to keep riding, but he's like wobbling after doing the whole bat thing, where he's doing that. Everybody do that at a game. I just got myself dizzy, or at a party. So if he's doing that, don't let him on the bike. Just take the keys, put them in your pocket, and be like, where'd the keys go? Wait till he comes back. So watch. Okay, I'm going to go back just a little bit. Watch the bonk on his head. Oh, that was the backpack. I thought that was his head. Jeez, that would have sucked. I thought that was his head. But still, it's going to knock his head and cause a little bit of a headache. Hopefully not a traumatic brain injury, not a concussion. But what I'm trying to get at is the coup contra coup. Let's go ahead and bring that up. So coup contra coup. Let's go ahead. Let's get a picture. Pictures are fun. Coup contra coup. So when you hit the side of the head, front of the head, whatever part of the head, if you hit this part of the head, initially the head goes this way, but the brain is a little bit delayed. It's going to hit that side of the head, the skull, and then when it comes back, it's going to hit this side. So that's the coup contra coup. And so right here is what I'm talking about. The brain's going to hit the inside of the skull, reset, but then hit the other side of the skull. So you're going to have multiple issues. One way you can test it out in a non-traumatic way is to shake your head like this, just like that. And you're going to feel on the inside, your brain get a little bit of a headache. So what's happening is your brain on the inside of the skull is going like this inside and hitting the inside of your skull. But since you're just doing this, it's not as traumatic as a smack. So when you're out there riding, wear a helmet because it'll absorb some of that impact. But be very aware you still might have a concussion. So it's very important not to crash. Sorry, you knew what I was doing. All right, so right here, what I want to say, this is good positioning for safety. See how you can see past the vehicle? So you can tell if the car in front of the Tesla slams the brakes. You can actually have an escape doing a lane filtering position, or you can swerve left. This is a great position right here. This is how I ride when I'm riding with traffic. Let's see what happens though. throwing stuff at us? Or does he wants him off his butt? Whatever. Not a big deal. See how the line of sight's been broken? So at this point, roll out the throttle, increase your space cushion just in case. Indicates them immediately change lanes into biker bro.
With one of the drivers much earlier. Looks like calling attention just provoked the driver.
Yeah, just back off the Tesla a little bit. Okay, so we're just gonna look at the mirror. Okay, here we go. Okay, don't hyper focus on the mirror because you do have stuff in front of you, but it's good to have 360 situational awareness. Okay, be careful with idiots behind you because they have the control. If the idiot is in front of you, the road rager is in front of you, you have a little more control by increasing your space cushion and kind of taking a side street or pulling off the side of the road for a little bit, let them go, and then now you have like this big gap in distance. So it's kind of dangerous to be in the back because they could just tap you and knock you over and nothing really bad happened to them. Did he just hit him? Yeah, he just hit him.
He just hit me. Oh, what was that? You ain't so close to me. Do you know what this is?
Hey, what have I done to you?
You just hit my bike. My back hurts now. Are you recording?
Your back doesn't hurt, dude. But yeah, do this. Walk around if you want. Get the license plate and then move on. Don't do the whole insurance thing. Your back does not hurt. We skip the road rage stuff because it's mainly an ego problem. And I can't teach you guys how to control your ego. It's taken me years and years of therapy for that. Anyways, moving on. Here we go. Oh, a little road surface hazard. Knocked us up a little bit. Lost some traction, gained traction, but it put us in a bad spot. So let's see what was that. So I think it might have been a bump in the road while turning. So that kind of sucks. Yeah, there's the bump. So bad road. So be very careful. Now, if this just happens, like it doesn't look like, I mean, he's 62. I want to say miles per hour. So maybe he's going a little too fast for the area. Maybe it's like a 45-mile-an-hour road. We're going 20 over. So almost 50% over the speed limit. And it can cause some issues like this. If we're going a little slower, it might have prevented it. But let's just say we couldn't prevent it. So part of being a smart rider is acquiring that gear just in case. Just in case. But it's going to cause jostling in the handlebars. So then when it's time to straighten up or turn for the next turn, he's not in a good position. And then there's the crash. So here we go. What do we got? Intersections, orange stage. Watch out for road surface hazards. Terrible. Should have stopped, but get yourself out of there. Don't brake while you're still in the middle of the road so you can have this verbal communication. Get yourself out of there. All right, so the bus switched over. Not a big deal. Good job letting them in. Being a cooperative rider and driver is important because you're going to lose. And honestly, even if I'm in my sweet Chrysler Pacifica, that's a big vehicle, and I do want to get a truck, and hopefully somebody does total my vehicle and actually allows me to pay for a truck, I still don't want to do it. I still don't want to go through the paperwork, so I'm trying not to hit anybody.
The cyclist coming out from...
But if a natural disaster or something happens, like the city, and somebody like crashes into my car and pays me out for a new truck, I mean, that'd be cool.
Behind the bus, completely not making
sure. So line of sight issues.
Biker any chance to...
Oh, jeez. So cyclists at fault should have been paying attention, crossing the road. We're not trying to make excuses for the dum-dums out there, but we're trying to understand the dum-dums out there so that we don't become a problem. So it's a line of sight issue with this bus. It's a line of sight. We can't see what's around the corner. We don't anticipate anybody coming around the corner, but I just anticipate, if I can't see, I'm just going to anticipate somebody's going to want to come out. Okay? I don't care. Especially buses, because then kids or pedestrians, like, I'm worried somebody's going to come out.
Didn't give this biker any chance to react.
So what can we do in this situation? Not much. I like to creep around, and I treat it like I'm at a haunted house. And I've used this analogy before, but if like I'm going around like a corner, and I'm like, okay, I know somebody could do a jump scare. It's like I'm looking around the corners. Okay, nobody's around the corner. I go to the next corner. Anybody around the corner? Going to the next corner. I'm constantly doing that, or I throw my friend in front so that they get scared first, and then I know what's happening. But kind of what I do here. I don't know what's around this bus. I'm gonna creep up to it. No one? Okay, go. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
React.
Go to bed, Dad. What?
Chuck.
Yeah, sacrifice your friends in front.
Oh, that
All
must.
right, here we go.
Chuck.
What's up, Chuck?
Norris.
Chuck
They're the other
Norris.
two that are two up, aren't they?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Are we gonna get a thumbnail right here?
Oh my God.
Babe.
Oh, jeez. Interesting. One second, I had a thumbnail.
Babe.
Let's get a little. There we go. Got a thumbnail. Okay. Not good. Mechanism of injury here. Not good. Now, why do you think that happened? Let's go back just a little bit before. Okay, it looks like a corner. We didn't navigate that corner very well. It's a very simple corner. Maybe why do you think we didn't navigate a very, very simple corner? Maybe not paying attention. Maybe a little zoned out. Could be. Or there could have been a road surface hazard, caused that jostling that we just saw, the handlebars, and then they couldn't correct in time and then crashed on the outside. Could be. Target fixation. Could be. Could be looking this way instead of looking that way. There's a lot of things that could have happened, but we don't know because of this.
Babe.
So all we do know is the crash, and hopefully our cervical spine, our neck, and our back is fine, our head is fine, our bones are fine because we're out in the middle of nowhere. So it could be a bad incident, hopefully not. So this is why we rescue. Walking wounded is good. It means blood flow is working well. Hopefully the bike is
You're right.
salvageable.
Fine.
A lot of crash guards.
Hang on. Come around this side.
Those came in handy.
Sorry.
There you go. Lift it up that way. Perfect.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Sure.
Good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Hey.
That's the main thing, is that everyone's fine.
And babe, as long as you're all right, that's the main thing.
Exactly. As long as you're right, that's the main thing. Very good. I'm glad he said that. All right. So road surface hazards, it might be wet. We're going to low side. There it is. So maybe tires are bald. Maybe there's oil on the ground, but it's wet, but we're going a little fast. Chevrons indicate a sharp turn. And then we lost traction. Then we put our hands out. So that's a natural action. Put our hands out. What do you think would protect our hands? Some gloves. Wear some gloves so you're not ripping up all of this. Imagine trying to go to work and your hands are tore up. You're going to have to take time off of work. You might have a broken bone. You might have nerve damage. And then your buddy runs you over and crushes your pelvis. I mean, overall, a bad day for this guy. Overall, a bad day. And wearing sandals. What's this pattern called? Already can tell, right? What do you think is going to happen? I haven't seen this video probably in like 2+ years. I've seen lots of these types of videos. This is an open lane pattern. My best guess right now is that this white car is going to pull out in front of us because they don't want to be stuck behind that semi. And they see that our lane is open, so open lane pattern. Let's see if I'm right. So once you start recognizing open lane patterns like that, your car driving, your motorcycle riding, you just being in a passenger, you will start seeing this stuff ahead of time. And what you do is just let them in. Stay staggered and be like, this person's going to pull out in front of me. Watch. It's a nice little party trick. It's a fun party trick. Be like, just watch. You don't have to do 3, 2, 1. No, you just be like, watch. This person's going to pull out in front of me. And then boom, they do. It's kind of fun after a while. What else do we got? Okay. Kind of hanging out here, a little rubber ducky. What What are we checking here? We have uncommon thing. Anybody passing? Yep. Find a new position for safety. Okay. OLP, that's right. Okay, sharp left turn. Chevrons indicate that. Road surface is okay. We're handling it well. Very good. All right, motorcycle almost wipes out on sand. Uh-oh, loss of traction issue. We're going a little fast. 101. I'm assuming this is going to be miles per hour. Yeah. Lost a little traction. 1 sec. What was that speed limit? Oh, it's kilometers. Okay, so it's kilometers an hour. So 50 kilometers per hour. So he's going double. He's going double. Got lucky. All right, intersection, orange stage, prepped and ready for anything. Non-issue. Non-issue. I wouldn't be too upset by that one. Not a big deal for me. RP Moto. Gonna do a wheelie. Do a wheelie. Don't crash, though. What is that person doing?
What you doing?
Some people in... What the heck? I want one of those. Some people in neighborhoods ride in the middle of the road. Or drive in the middle of the road. They just do, but they didn't see us. I want that thing. That looks fun.
What?
That looks fun.
I don't know. I don't know what this guy's...
At least he's got a motorcycle helmet on.
Hey, you're on video, man!
Oh, then they went back? Interesting. This is probably the end of the video right here. Yep, it is. So thank you so much, Motostars, for putting that video out there. Remember to grab yourself a Cardo Pack Talk Edge or the Pro. Links in the description for 10% off. Hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and don't make a lot of the mistakes these guys did, but also learn from it. Okay, learn from it. So take it on next ride. See if you can see open lane patterns ahead of time. Write in the comments if you do. But I'll be seeing you guys on the next live stream.